Welcome to Teaching Articulations with Tech, lesson number 6, applying what we've learned. I'm Brian Thompson from severeband.com. Let's take a look at the things we've learned in the previous lessons. Of course, we learned all 7 articulations and their variations. We also talked about the subtle differences we can make to the beginning, middle, and end of notes. This is the beginning of notes. How you shape the air at the beginning of the note helps you give the shape of each note. So some of those articulations were from nothing to no to da, ta. Use the correct articulations. Then we talked about how to end notes. How long should each one of them be? Certain styles are going to be longer, certain styles are going to be shorter or smooth, and you need to decide which those are. Make your notes play the right length. Then we talked about shaping notes. Of course, these are crescendos and decrescendos, sforzandos, subito pianos. How you shape those helps you play the music better. And that is part of how we articulate the beginning, middle, and end of notes. So let's look at our song for today. We're going to learn the song Homeward Bound. It was written by John Philip Sousa between 1891 and 92. Let's take a look at the bass part. We can see here the bass part, it's piano, but the bass part is jumping octaves, which can be difficult. Do your best to jump those octaves. You can't do it, just play the lower octave. Let's listen to the recording. You can play along with it, or if you go to the Google form, I've got all of these there for you so you can play along with these tracks with the count off. Number 2, Homeward Bound. 1, 2, 1. The next thing we're going to learn is the accompaniment. There are 3 different accompaniment parts on this section, the trio section of Homeward Bound. We can see here all the differences. What you really need to do to play the articulations correct are to play nice and short. There should be space. You should stop one note before you play the next note. Even these 8th notes, even though they're there and connected, they should be played more like 16th notes with a little space between each one of them. Let's go ahead and listen to a recording of the bass and the accompaniment being played together. Number 2, Homeward Bound. 1, 2, 1. The last section is the melody. Make sure to check out those crescendos. The other thing I like to do is play the hills and the valleys. That means when you go higher in notes, you should go louder in volume. Let's look at the melody. We can see here in the 4th full measure is the highest note, so that should probably be the loudest note. We're within the range of piano, so we're not going to be fortissimo. We're just going to be a louder piano. And then in the second line, we have a crescendo and a decrescendo. What's cool is you make the accompaniment and the bass line move together with the melody on those, shaping them together so it sounds beautiful together. Let's listen to a recording of all these put together. Once again, you'll be able to practice them right along with the recordings in the next slide. Number 2, Homeward Bound. 1, 2, 1. Well, that was lesson number 6. Next time we'll have lesson 7. We'll apply on one of my favorite songs, The Thunderer. Thank you.